So, welcome back to the Motion Madness MTG channel. So, you might see my commander here and be like, oh hey, you've played that before. Yes, I have. I'm trying to build some decks that are either what I've played before or like using 90% of the same cards because we got a lot of cards for this now. And so, to start with that, I started off with just basically running back 100% the same list. I don't remember if I tweaked anything because I made the changes, if I did any, like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Braulios.
Yeah.
He's sick, and I love just having a big beater that draws cards in the command zone. So I wanted to run this back because I was like, oh man, I made a fun monocolored deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think of the decks I've played so far, this has actually been kind of my favorite.
It's interesting, right? That, like, it's a great budget way to play the format, right? Like,
oh yeah, this deck is super cheap except for 3 visits to Nature's Lore.
Yeah. But like, if you're like, those cards are very, very playable.
Oh yeah, you could just like play Rampant Growth instead.
Yeah, you could play Rampant Growth. You could play.
Honestly, I probably should play Rampant Growth in here too, but
I need to. Probably other like 1-mana dorks.
Yeah.
Are you on not Arboreal Grazer?
I am.
The snow creature.
I'm not on Boreal Druid right now.
Yeah.
But that's also like $3, I think. So like, you can add that. It's not bad. But I do think I should restructure like what the top end of this deck looks like soon. But I still think it functions perfectly fine because Braulios can be your mono top end. If they just keep removing it, it's like, I'm now playing 11 mana for a 15/15? Okay.
Dope. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is just kind of go quickly back through the deck, starting with my ramp. We got 4 copies of the Dorks, 2 copies of the Enchantments, because they're harder to remove generally, and Arboreal Grazer. And then, so like, hypothetically in the slot, there's one more card you can play, which is Boreal Druid, as we said. And I'll be honest, except against like more aggressive decks, Arboreal Grazer feels a bit rough because I'm already trying to put lands into play from my hand.
If we're talking about like not just deck text, but talking about ways to update this, if I were you, this would be a Boreal Druid in for me.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but I was also just like, it blocks really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and based on what I now know you're running, I didn't know this beforehand, it will probably be fairly useful.
Yeah.
And then now
it's one of those things where it's like, it's correct to play the other card, but in this matchup specifically, this card is better than Boreal Druid.
Yep. And now I got my land searching creatures, so we got 2 mana, Rampant Growth on a body. Nice thing is it can be found with Lead the Stampede, you meet in a tavern, Malevolent Rumble, so that's why it's a little better than Rampant Growth itself.
You can also do the play where you block and then sacrifice it, and then you prevented damage and still put the land into play.
Yep.
Can't do damage on the stack anymore, but
yeah. And then we got the 3 mana guys. Notably, Elvish Rejuvenator can put a non-basic land into play if it finds it. It can whiff though, so this is one of the more rough ones. Then we got Farhaven Elf, only searches the basic land and it comes in tapped, so that's also awkward. And then generally the best one, which is Wood Elves, because it searches for a forest and puts it into play untapped.
Do you think, because you're talking about adding Rampant Growth, right? Do you think cutting one of these for Rampant Growth would be like justifiable? Like if you were gonna put Rampant Growth in, if you had to put Rampant Growth in, would you cut Rejuvenator for it?
In this version, possibly. At least in my current status, I might cut Fearsome Path because it's not searching for enough.
Oh, sure.
But, yeah. But we'll get to that in a second. And then we got Spider-Man and Greater Tanuki. I like these because they're semi-bombs. Like, Spider-Man's more of a mid-range one, but can search up a land. Also very nice on turn 2 if you had a Llanowar Elves. So, good combo.
Very good.
And that's another reason why Boreal Druid might be better in the current version. But then we got Greater Tanuki here, who can instant speed search up a land to help with Braulios, or just come down as a nice 6/5 trample, which is scary.
It's a very modal card, right? It helps out that top end problem, but it also means that Fearsome Path can ramp as well.
Yeah, right? Yeah, because 6 mana or 6 power, yeah, it's both. I can't remember which one it is, but I'll look into it.
I think it's 6 mana.
Yeah, and then I got my 2 mana ones, which one of them is actually 3 mana plus, but it's because it's also a bomb. Which, Nature's Lore, 3 visits. I was playing Dance of the Tumbleweeds over Rampant Growth, and I think it's still better because for 3 mana it searches up a basic land or a desert. I actually don't have any deserts. I could add desert, the green one that cycles.
Yeah.
I probably should just because having high land density, pretty free. I already have a couple cyclers, but I get a lot of lands. And then the other thing is you can pay another 3 to get an XX green elemental where X is the number of lands you control. Notably, because it's X and not star, it'll never get bigger from the point you did it, but generally it'll be like a 6/6.
Yeah, it locks it in with the cast.
Yep. And then, but it's still pretty good.
It's not like an Ursa construct that like constantly levels.
Yeah. And then we got my mid-range creatures. We got Fierce Empath here, can tutor up very big stuff, CMC 6 or more. I only got a couple options there, but they're good. And so it's not too bad. But
tutors are really good in our format because it means consistency-wise, you get to see your big bombs that are winning the game more.
I still think I might cut it just because it feels a little underwhelming.
Oh, yeah. No, it makes sense. I was just making the point about...
Yeah, and then a value creature I like a lot more, Evolution Witness, because it can be a little bit nice as like a 3/2 beating in and also just getting any permanent back.
Remember Spider-Man India, that card's very good.
Yeah.
Less good here. Like, it's more fair here, but...
Yep, and then we got a couple of cards to make sure that we can find lands on time that are also just nice value creatures. 6 mana, 5/7, forest cycling, and then we got 3/3 flyer, can also effectively forest cycle, but then it also shuffles itself back in, which is nice.
Been very impressed with Saga Wildling.
Yep, and then we got our guys that will put token into play that can jump us up a mana when Eldrazi Repurposer, Professional Wrestler, Jewel Thief. Just nice, like 3/3 for 3 bodies or a 4/4 for 4. Just very good. And the nice thing about Professional Wrestler as well here that I like more than other decks is it can't be blocked by more than one creature. So if I use my trample package to give it trample, it's now just going to destroy my opponent.
It's much more of a threat in this deck than there is in other green decks.
Yep.
That's gone, but it'll play. It's fine.
Yeah, then we got Bannerite, Cruise Shock, and Entourage of Trest here. I like the Entourage of Trest because I have a lot of stuff that can sit down to hold down the board. And then, in addition, it'll just like constantly draw me cards. It can block twice, which is good. And then the Bannerite Cruise Shock has been very nice as effectively a combat trick that can also like make my small guys very big in the mid game.
Yeah.
Or I could just play it down as a 4/4 for 4 with trample and just chill. It's very nice, very flexible, and I think that's a very valuable thing to have in a monocolor deck.
And a singleton format. It's nice that your cards can serve double duty.
Yeah. Then we got my traditional payoffs: Wilmox Crusher, Annoyed Altasaur, and Spider Rex, which we saw how nice it was being a legendary creature with Ward in the last time it was played.
Well, the Ward didn't matter. It's the fact that, so it won't show up on camera, but there was a turn where I needed to kill one creature. I had a cast down, and Morgan attacked me with this.
Double legendary.
Double legendary I had to cast down. Can't target. Yeah. It was
very nice.
Very annoying.
And then Wilmox Crusher is just Big Annihilator, and Annoyed Altasaur Cascades, which could cascade into the Spider Rex. Honestly, love that card. And then we got the other Colossal Dreadmaw, which has another way to be like relevant, which is Colossal Dread Mask. It's +6/+6 trample, and I can move it around for 5 mana, which means that all these 1/1s that were sitting on the board doing nothing will now be a 6/6 every time I want to attack in. And then if they remove it, I can just slide it back over, make another threat.
Yeah, I play this in my sideboard a lot. And I think you're correct to play this main board, but I play it in my sideboard in a lot of green decks. Because against control and mid-range, it just turns every single creature you put into play
into a Colossal Dreadmaw.
Into a threat.
Then we got Summon Fat Chocobo. Here is just a nice guy who comes in, makes a dude, and then on the turn after, everything has trample.
Yeah.
Very annoying for somebody to deal with 7 cards that are like 3 or 4 power with trample.
Yep.
Then we got Ferocious Werefox, which instant speed can give somebody a monstrous roll to give them trample, or just come down as a nice mid-range creature with trample. And notably, one of the nice reasons it's here is because it's findable off of Lead the Stampede and all that. Which I probably should put it in a Rancor as well, but that's one of the things that I'd have to find a space for and I didn't think about. But because that's also findable with Malevolent Rumble, which is relevant. Then we got Nyxborn Hydra here, which is a really, really good ramp payoff that can also just like be, oh hey, I have a 1/1 and 7 mana. Cool, you're taking 8 trample now. And if that dies, I get a 7/7.
Yeah.
Or well, 7/8.
You take a bunch of trample now, and also you take a bunch of trample later too. Like,
yeah, it's very scary overall.
They have to like kill your guy on the stack, and that's like the only. That doesn't even blow out the style; it still comes into play.
Yep.
Neat.
Then we got Lead the Stampede, You Meet in a Tavern, Malevolent Rumble. These two cards are functionally the same, just one mana is one's 1 mana more. But occasionally you'll have the thing where it's like, I got 5 1/1s out. Okay, +2/+2 to all of them.
No Winding Way?
No Winding Way right now, no. I honestly was just like, I have a little bit too many like things that are instant sorcery, etc. And because it throws them into the graveyard, I was a little more reticent to get it. While like at least with Malevolent Rumble, I get selection on if I want a specific land, etc., rather than having to make choice here. But Winding Way probably wouldn't be bad. I just didn't choose it for this deck at this point.
Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah. And then we got removal spells in Lignify and Monstrous Emergence. Lignify nicely searchable off of Malevolent Rumble. Then also deals with commanders very well, and also green were a little strat for removal, so just very good as like the first choice. And then Monstrous Emergence, like is a little bit weirder, but is the nice thing about it is it's a punch spell, not a fight spell, and the punch can come from a card in your hand.
Yeah, it's hard to like blow out, right? Like that's the downside of fight spells a lot of times is that you get 2 for 1 sometimes because you're like fight here and then you're like, oh, you're a big creature I wanted to kill anyways. Now I get to kill and not, and you know, you get blown out a little bit. It doesn't happen with that.
Yep, which is very nice. Which then brings me to the lands, which is some of the most you see in any of the decks, which I believe is 22. I got 4 utility lands. Call Me Garden to help fight against Edict effects. Gingerbread Cabin to help against aggro decks. And also it's kind of just free.
Yeah.
And then Tranquil Thicket and Slippery Karst, which are cyclable, which just helps if you have way too many lands already.
Would you cut one of these for the Green Desert?
Oh, no, I'd probably cut a forest.
Okay.
And then we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 forests.
I might add in editing that they're not matching and bright bold red letters because I'm angry about it. But
Yeah.
it's fine.
Look, when you're finding 18 of a land around your house, like I had like 12 of them in the same like rough set of these older borders, and then I had like 3 with the, or 4 with the.
I do love the random foil full art.
I got it from an event, and it happened to just fit into the like last slot I needed to land for.
That's really funny.
Yeah, because it was part of Standard Showdown. And so I was just like, okay, I'll throw that in. Because that's also, I have the random, like, New Capenna, not New Capenna, Karlov Manor one.
Yeah.
And then,
This is
Lost Caverns
Lost
of
Caverns
Ixalan.
of Ixalan.
Yeah, so those are both from events that I played in for pre-release.
I don't like those lands because they don't look like...
I love this.
They look like ad cards. They just don't look like Magic cards.
I just think it just looks very, like, beautiful. Like, it's just... The art style is amazing. It's very representational, like big sweeping colors. I like that.
I always forget they're Magic cards.
Yeah. And then now I'll bring you guys to the sideboard. We got, let's see, I probably should have sorted this out a little better, but we got Anti-Enchantment is what an artifact is what I'll start with. So, let's see. We got a lot of options here because a lot of them do double duty into other things. So this is how I'll go over it. We got Heritage Reclamation, which is nice, instant speed, artifact or enchantment destruction. Then it can also exile a card from a graveyard, which is not that efficient, but the nice thing is it redraws itself then, so you can effectively cycle it, and I have 1,000,000 mana.
I mean, it's as efficient when you're targeting a lot with Giant. You know, like...
Yeah, and then we got Pick Your Poison here, which can be nice to just, like, be modal on artifact, enchantment, or flyer. The awkward thing about it is it only does it well if there's one thing, but against, like, something like Boggles, etc., like... They might have a creature with flying that they gave flying somehow, and it's like, oh, well, now that's the only card you can sack.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's just a nice little kind of getcha. Then we got Deglamor here, which is good because it doesn't actually destroy, so against artifacts that your opponent wants you to destroy, you just shuffle them. I say once you destroy it, that want to be destroyed that are annoying. You can just shuffle them away, get rid of them easily, not have to deal with them again. Then we got Quiet Disrepair, which this is actually more for like the artifact aggro-y decks, so your Madnesses and stuff that are running like the Boros Sensitizer and that kind of thing, where it's like, I'm just going to sit this on enchantment, or on artifact or enchantment, and just gain 2 life from it every turn, and then like have the threat of destroying it on a turn where it actually is like starting to be more annoying. But yeah, I could see that one getting cut a little more easily. Then we got the nice one of Mass Vandal, 1/3 body, comes in, exiles a creature from my graveyard, and then destroys something.
Yeah.
So... just nice that it comes down on a body so it can block easily, which helps against those aggro decks that I mentioned before.
Yeah, it can be a threat if it needs to be.
And then we got Tranquility, stuff like Boggles, just destroy every single enchantment, no questions asked.
Yeah.
Very nice that
knock
way.
it off.
Yep. Then we got our...
This is like your mom being like, go to bed!
Then we got our Hard Anti-Graveyard and Relic and Tormod's Crypt, because I'm not graveyard focused. We are fine to play Relic. And then I thought it would be good to have another one.
Just another, and you can't play
Yeah, so we have a total of kind of 3 answers, which is very good.
And the next best one, maybe even better than Tormod's Crypt, is Nihil, but that has a black mana symbol in it, so moving on.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm playing green.
Yeah. Can't play.
Then what I got now is a couple removal spells in case I need to play against some matchups where more scrapping for the board, which Bushwhack and Ram Through. Bushwhack is nice because it can also double up as a land searcher if I'm in a pinch. Ram Through is nice because if I put on a trample creature, I have now domed my opponent for like 10 because I probably put like a 10 power creature into their 3 toughness creature.
Yep.
So it can just like help me swing the game back around for a quick finish. And then what we got here is Anti-Control and Sprout Swarm. Yeah, so against like longer matchups where like they've probably countered a couple of my threats, I can just start making like 3 to 4 1/1s every single turn until the game is over. And like forcing them to counter this is pretty good for me because they countered something that's just making 1/1s. Mm-hmm. But it is very nice inevitability, so it forces them to counter it, which is good.
Yeah.
Then we got Scattershot Archer here to deal with like the 1/1 flyers in blue and such.
Murmuring Mystic and stuff.
Yeah. Well, also like you get your like fairies and all that kind of stuff. Sure. Yeah. And then
Pastormite and Spellsetter Sprite, I guess.
Yep, and then we have my anti-aggro. So we got Pulsum Rasa, which will gain me 6 life and get back a card. So like, say they killed off like one of my blockers early, I'll Pulsum Rasa it back, gain 6 life, and then just play it for another blocker, easy peasy.
Yeah, one of your big guys too, right? Like they kill your Spider X, and you're like, haha!
Oh yeah, I don't expect aggro decks to be killing those too easily, but yeah. Then we got Nylea's Disciple here, which can gain a bunch of life if I have a couple guys sitting on the field. But it's also just nice as a 4-mana 3/3 that at worst gains 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it can test the board well. And then Weather the Storm is very good because it's like, oh hey, they played a creature and then bolted me. Okay, I gain 9 life.
Yeah.
And like that's like a very easy minimum to hit is 9 life. Mm-hmm. And so it can just blow out burn opponents because they're probably out of steam after like you gain 9 to 15. And so yeah, that's it for the sideboard. That's it for the deck. Like, I probably took longer on this than I should have because we've already done this, but I still felt like it was nice in case somebody didn't watch the first video that they would get a nice idea of what the deck is for this week. So yeah, see you guys in the game this week, and make sure to like, share, subscribe, do all the good stuff. And then, actually, I think this one will be on Wednesday, so it'll be the 24th. So, you know, Merry Christmas Eve, or whatever holidays. Have a good time, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And
join the Discord.
Oh yeah, join the Discord. Cool.